Well, tonight was my first night of jiu-jitsu. Um, I'm 56. I'm on dialysis. About a year ago at this time last year, I wasn't even sure if I would be alive today. But through the miracle of dialysis, and not to mention a lot of hard work on my part, uh, I am healthy enough, and I started doing jiu-jitsu. I'm 56 years old, like I say. Um, and I've been diabetic my whole life. I have kidney failure right now, on the list to get a new kidney. But my kids have been going to jujitsu. My one daughter's been going for about 7 months, and my other daughter has been going for about 2 months, maybe three. And just been a real eye opener. Wanting to spend a lot of time with them and spend as much time with them and do as much as I can with them. Um, and I decided I wanted to do jujitsu with them, and asked them. They thought it would be okay with them, and so I started today and want to tell you a little bit about it. It was a lot of fun. It's as fun as it looks. Um, Hard work, a lot of hard work, but I'm gonna love it. I was just medically released 4 days ago, which I was allowed to start doing a physical activity like this. So, but prior to that, I've been doing a lot of exercise on my own. Doing the 100 push-ups a day thing for over a month. I've been doing 100 push-ups a day for quite a while. Doing a little bit of cardio with my kids. Doing some pickup drills. Stuff like that. Burpees, that sort of stuff. So I wasn't completely sedentary the whole time. I was actually pretty active for about the last 3 months, but wasn't able to do any real physical activity. So I joined jiu-jitsu, and I've been watching my kids do it for a while. They're teenagers, so they go to the adult class, and it looks like a lot of fun. Everybody there was really great, really receptive. I kind of know a couple people there through my kids, but just seems like a lot of fun. As far as the way I feel, a little bit not sore, but you can definitely feel that you use your muscles, with the different, just moving your body around, throwing your own body around and attempting to throw another person's body around, trying to resist the holds and the chokes, and trying to escape from different holds and from being in full guard and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I don't know anything, so of course I just got pounded tonight, but that's okay. I was not delusional in any ways. Having seen my kids participate, I realize, everybody starts by, getting hammered. Like they say, some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail. Well, I can tell you, you're going to be at the nail for quite some time. But stick with it, and you'll love it. That's my first impression, is that it's going to be a great experience. Everyone there is real trustworthy. I mean, you have to be trustworthy. You have to trust the other person to allow them to go on the mat, because you're out there, and yeah, of course, you're trying your best to choke somebody out or twist their arm until they submit, but they're doing the same thing to you, and you have to trust them that they're not going to hurt you. They're going to accomplish what their goal is, of course, or they're going to try to accomplish it, but you have to trust that when you tap, they'll release, and they'll respect that. And the thing about it is, I did a lot of martial arts when I was younger, in my 20s, over a decade's worth. And I remember a lot of times the white belts were the ones who hurt the upper belts, because they were so reckless. I don't know if reckless is the right word, but they were so over anxious. And they just get so carried away, and it's really hard. Martial arts and anything is always a humbling experience when you first start, because it's just so hard to believe, and you walk in there thinking, oh, I can do this, or I'm as good as this guy, or I'm as good as that guy, and this, and and the instructor or your coach or your student instructor probably has at least 10 years. And that's why they usually pair you up with a very experienced person, so that, you don't go against another inexperienced person and the two are not just so over anxious to prove how good they are, how tough they are. And and that can sometimes cause them to hurt each other. Don't worry about how tough you are. You know what? If you're like me and you get up in the morning and you go to work and you care about your family, and when there's snow on the ground and there's a foot of snow on your car, and you go out at 4 or 5 in the morning and you clear that snow, and you hop in that car, or you hop in that truck and you drive to work, you work your full day. I happen to work construction, so it's a little bit harder. I don't walk into a heated building in the wintertime or air conditioned in the summer. But what I'm saying is, you're tough enough. Don't worry about being tough. This is for enjoyment, And they say, oh, well, of course it's great. It's great for self-defense, but what it does is it builds confidence, And because, to be honest with you, like I say, I'm 56. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I got into a few fights on the street, even though I was doing martial arts and stuff like that, and I shouldn't have. It was unfair. But it's not because I couldn't have walked away. It was because, 20-year-old men in their 20s, that's what they like to do. You would say, go out, get drunk, get in a fight, and, get laid. That was a good time. That was a full, complete night. I might need to edit that part for my wife and my kids, but that's what it was when you're in your 20s. But in reality, as an adult, if you don't want to get into a fight, you're not going to get into a fight. So I'm doing this purely for fun. I want to do it. I want to experience the whole jiu-jitsu thing. I mean, right now it is super high in popularity. When I was in my 20s, Taekwondo was super popular. It was an Olympic sport. I competed. I was a competitive a participant. I did a lot of tournaments. Went to state. Participated in nationals for 27 seconds. Well, maybe longer than that. By the time I woke up, it was probably about 2 minutes. But I got knocked out, if you can't figure that out. But and it kind of took the wind out of my sails. I wish I wouldn't have quit, because I felt like, oh my gosh, all this effort and time, and I'm not going to be this great, world-class athlete. But that doesn't matter. And now that I'm older, I realize that doesn't matter. It's just the experience. It's the journey, And I'm glad my kids have chosen a martial art, and I'm really glad they chose this. I mean, like I say, Taekwondo, full contact karate, boxing, you're getting hit in the head. We all know how serious those head injuries are. Didn't know it back then. When I first started in Taekwondo, we didn't even wear headgear. We wore these small pads on our hands and shin guards, and you wore a cup. But you didn't wear headgear. It wasn't uncommon to go to a tournament and see someone knocked out. So, those days are past me, and jiu-jitsu looks like a great martial art, because, I mean, when you're in the process of being choked out, you just tap out, and that person stops you from going unconscious. When you're doing something like boxing or kickboxing or Taekwondo, or I don't know how Taekwondo is nowadays. We're talking in the 80s, 80s and 90s. But someone kicks you, spinning back kick to the head. Once they make contact, you're already unconscious before you hit the floor. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping you from going unconscious. So I like this. My first impression, I've only done it one day, but I've watched my kids do it, and I like it because it seems like, a lot of control, a lot of respect towards your training partner. And yeah, I mean, I just from watching it, I can't see there being, a more effective one-on-one self-defense than jiu-jitsu. I mean, of course, but like anything else, you gotta take a punch. I mean, like the old saying goes, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So if you can't take a punch, you can't complete your task, or you can't implement your martial art. But like I say, that's not what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the experience with my kids, and it's a lot of fun. All the people there are really friendly, and as far as the way I feel today, like I say, a little bit of muscle, not ache, but weakness. But no, everybody was really great, and you're never too old to do it. You are never too old to do it, and if you are not in shape, go anyways. You'll get in shape while you're going. Don't wait to get in shape. Go and do it. And when you're there, if you're going to start an exercise program and a diet program and a weight training program, well, do all those things. But still, join jiu-jitsu. Join. And then do those other things in addition to jiu-jitsu. It's a great experience. And a lot of times when you're working out or you're exercising, or even dieting, which I don't agree with diets, but when you're doing all those things, you're alone when you're doing those things. You join a good academy, a good jiu-jitsu school, you're not alone. You have others with you, others on the same journey as you. So, like I say, today is my first day. I used to be, I was really, really sick. I like to say used to be because I don't feel like I'm really sick anymore. Although I'm on dialysis, I don't have any kidney function. I need to get a kidney. But I feel good. I feel strong. I've been exercising. Once this whole COVID thing kind of blows over a little bit more, I'm going to start going back to the gym. I just work out here by the house at a place called Anytime Fitness. But yeah, do it. Don't hesitate. It's, the time is now, like they say, Monday, I'm going to start on Monday. Well, I don't care what day it is when you're watching this. Today is Monday. Today is the day. Do it. And all those other things that you wanted to do before you started, get in shape, get stronger, whatever, do those while you're attending class. Do those, in conjunction with your jiu-jitsu, And if you've been hesitating to do those other things, but you thought about joining jiu-jitsu, join jiu-jitsu, and just the exercise alone of the jiu-jitsu class will inspire you to get into the gym, to hit the weights, to hit the running trail, whatever it may be, to start eating healthier, Like I say, I'm not a super big fan of what you may call a diet, but, I'll talk about that more later. I'm a little over 6 foot, not quite 6'1". I used to be, but I broke my back in 3 places, so I was in pretty bad shape. But anyways, I broke my back. I had an esophageal ulcer. I ended up having a inguinal bilateral hernia. This was all over 18 months, and then that brought on the kidney failure, and I thought I was a goner, but I couldn't even get off my bed, but I started getting out of bed, walking to the living room, sitting in my recliner. Then I would go from sitting in my recliner to standing up 5 times in a day, then 10 times, and then 15 times. When I reached about the 15-point mark, I would start walking from my kitchen to my bedroom. And I ended up doing that, and I'd make 10 laps from the kitchen to the bedroom. I live in a very small house, and it was hard. When I first did it, I had to walk from the kitchen to the bedroom and sit on the bed and walk back. But that was 1 lap. When I got a little healthier, I could do that 10 times. I started walking back and forth across my backyard. And when I could start to do that 10 times, I started walking up and down the street to the corner and back. That's as far as I wanted to walk because I didn't want to be too far from home. But from there, I started going on walks around the neighborhood, then walking my dog. And then from there, I started doing basic calisthenic exercises. The things you learn in gym class, in elementary school, junior high, middle school, high school. The things you learn in gym class, that gym class that you hated, those helped save my life. Sit-ups, push-ups, still can't do a pull-up, still too weak to do a pull-up, but squats, burpees, those sort of things, So if you think you can't do it, you're lying to yourself. You can do it. You have to want to do it. There's one thing to say, I want this or I want that. But you have to know what you really mean when you say, I want it. You have to be willing to work for it, And it may seem like an unattainable goal. Not everybody's in my boat where they're as sick as I was, 18 months ago. But it may seem like an unattainable goal. But don't look at trying to accomplish that, marathon run tomorrow. Look at trying to run around the block tomorrow. And then maybe next week, running around the block twice. And before you know it, you'll be ready for that marathon, and you got to do it, I've loved fitness and exercise my whole life, and I'm so thankful for the things I learned because, like I say, I feel like it saved my life. So, and I'm so happy that those things, not to mention dialysis, like I say, the dialysis saved my life. But I'm so happy for understanding fitness and nutrition, classes I took in college, nutrition classes, biology classes, that sort of stuff like that. I'm so happy for those. Gave me an understanding of how my body works. So, anyways, I don't know if I'm going off track here, but all I'm saying is do it. Don't make excuses. Just walk in there and do it. And yeah, you're going to get pounded. You're going to feel awkward. And you're going to feel goofy when you're doing these drills. When you're trying to do these different moves that they're asking you to do. To spin on your back and throw your leg over someone else's head. And hook, to hook your arm through their arms and lean. I mean, it's gonna seem so foreign, but you don't remember it. But we all walked goofy when we were babies, But we didn't care if we were walking goofy or not. We were just happy to be walking, We started out crawling, but when we got on our feet, we were happy to be walking, and like I say, it was hard. I had to get back on my feet again, and I'm a pretty spiritual guy, pretty religious guy, not like super, like couldn't quote you a single Bible verse, but, I believe that, God gave me the strength to get back on my feet, but where I go from there, He left that all up to me. So, like I say, a lot of people won't be in my same boat, but if you are, if you're too sick to start a vigorous exercise plan, start a moderate one. You know, if you're too sick to walk around the block, walk in your house, walk up and down the hallway 10 times, 5 times, whatever it is. Start out with 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. And the thing is, just stick with it. You know, every day and every ounce of sweat is another drop in your personal ocean. And before you know it, I mean, you will be swimming laps in your personal ocean. You will, yeah, I mean, just do it. And I'm so happy that I was able to participate in this jiu-jitsu class. So, all right. I hope others who are on the fence will watch this and say, you know what, I'm going to do it. All right. Good luck, guys. And I'll keep you posted. I'll tell you how it goes. Hopefully I'll be able to get in there and, you know, talk to the professor there and tell him that I'm having a YouTube channel that, you know, I want to show my journey and stuff. And I also want to do it for others who may be on dialysis, and especially younger people. I'm in my 50s, but I actually see people who are in their late 30s, early 40s, you know. And I'm fairly young. I'm one of the younger ones on dialysis. Just, you know, life can deal you some rough cards sometimes. But if you're a good bluffer, nobody will know what you're holding in your hand. So, yeah, I mean, do it. That's all I can say. It's great. It's awesome. And I'm so happy. Since the day my first daughter walked into that academy, that was my goal, was to participate in jiu-jitsu with her. And yeah, I did it today, and I know I'm going to love it. I'm going to stick with it.